Your Excellencies, distinguished participants, it is a privilege to address you at the World Government Summit 2026 and at New Silk Road Forum that is held today in Dubai. I would like to express at the outset my sincere appreciation for the warm welcome and gracious hospitality extended to my delegation by the organizers of this year's summit. Since its establishment back in 2013, under the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, World Government Summit has been contributing immensely to global dialogue on innovation and forward-looking vision, leading government practices and decisions that shape the future. I'm confident that this year's summit will be another productive milestone and look forward to a constructive and meaningful exchange of views today. In an increasingly interconnected world, corridors and logistic hubs are reshaping how goods, capital, and influence move across regions. In this context, transit and connected countries play a critical role in ensuring resilient and diversified supply chains. Azerbaijan is strategically located at the crossroads of east-west and north-south trade routes. This unique position enables our country to serve as a natural bridge between Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. From Azerbaijan's perspective, being at the crossroads is not only geography. Through sustained investment in modern ports, railways, and logistic infrastructure, we are transforming the geography into an opportunity. By strengthening partnerships, improving trade facilitation, and aligning policies, we enhance global supply chain resilience to disruptions stemming from rising regional and global geopolitical tensions. Azerbaijan remains committed to building open, connected, and sustainable trade networks for the benefit of all. Against this background, this forum is well placed to discuss how connectivity initiatives, particularly the Belt and Road Initiative, can strengthen economic ties, promote sustainable development, and enhance multilateral cooperation. Located at the crossroads of East and West and of North and South, Azerbaijan has long been seen as a potential or alternative transit route. The visionary strategy of His Excellency President Ilham Aliyev of Azerbaijan has transformed Azerbaijan into the vital transit hub of strategic importance and contributed to establishment of multiple transport routes linking China, Central Asia, South Caucasus, Turkey, and Europe, as well as North Europe, Russia, Azerbaijan, Iran, Gulf countries, and South Asia countries. The evolving global context, marked by the need for secure, sustainable, and diversified supply chains, has only reinforced this vision, underscoring the strategic importance of the so-called Middle Corridor and the North-South Corridor, stretching from the first stretching from China to Europe, the second one from Russia, North Europe, Russia, to south of Iran. Notably, Azerbaijan had taken decisive steps to implement this vision on international transit corridors and proactively invested in milestone infrastructure projects, including the Baku-Tbilisi-Georgia Kars Railway and the Baku International Sea Trade Port. We have developed an integrated multimodal transport network connecting air, sea, rail, and road. Our commitment materializes through major infrastructure achievements. In this regard, I would like to note that following the upgrade of the Baku-Tbilisi Kars Railway, the annual freight volume has reached 5 million from initial 1 million ton. Additionally, following the completion of the second expansion of the Baku International Sea Trade Port, its cargo handling capacity is planned to increase from the current 15 million tons to 25 million tons and 500,000 containers by 2030. We have succeeded in reducing ship turnaround time at the Baku port by over 70%, from initial 20 hours to only 4 to 5 hours, boosting efficiency and competitiveness. This has contributed to increased traffic. Since we began receiving block trains from China 2 years ago, demand has risen rapidly, with average transit times of 8 to 10 days to Azerbaijan, plus another 4 days to Black Sea ports, and an annual demand now approaching 1,000 block trains. In 2025, Azerbaijan recorded a massive surge in container traffic, with the Baku port handling over 100,000 TEU, or roughly 40% increase over 2024. Overall transit turnover reached around 14 million tons in 2025, which is roughly 2 times higher than 5 years ago compared to 2019. This growth has been particularly visible along the east-west and north-south direction. Against this backdrop, the Washington meeting of presidents of Azerbaijan and the United States of America and the Prime Minister of Armenia on August 8, 2025, produced strategic documents opening a new chapter for regional communications. Decisions of the Washington summit envisage, among others, the opening of the Trump Route for International Peace and Prosperity, TRIP, in the most expeditious manner through Zangezur corridor, which will link mainland Azerbaijan with its Nakhichevan region. The strategic importance of TRIP is further underscored by strong growth projections for middle corridor. According to International Focus, freight volumes along the corridor are expected to reach 11 million tons by 2030, while container traffic is projected to rise to around 870,000 TEU by 2040. A key component of Zangezur corridor, Horadiz-Aghband railway connection on the territory of Azerbaijan, is currently under construction, and it will allow to reach annual capacity of 15 million tons traffic. Its commissioning is expected in 2026. The railway and highway of the Zangezur corridor are to be connected to Nakhichevan region of Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is also working on rebuilding almost 200 kilometer strip of the railway passing through Nakhichevan region, which will allow connection of Nakhichevan railway system to Turkish railway system through the city of Kars in Turkey. The development of Nakhichevan transport infrastructure and the opening of the Zangezur corridor would create reliable, efficient, and sustainable land connection linking Europe with Central Asia. We have also been working on developing another corridor which will allow to link Azerbaijan railway and highway system through the territory of Iran, creating a bypass over the territory of Armenia, which is called so-called Aras corridor, and it is underway. All necessary arrangements and agreements have already been achieved. I would also like to dwell on the so-called North-South corridor. North-South corridor linking Russia, Azerbaijan, and Iran and extending towards South Asia, including Pakistan and India, as well as Gulf countries, is more than a transport route. By significantly reducing transit distances and transportation costs, it supports the diversification of trade routes and plays a crucial role in integrating both landlocked and coastal regions into global value chains. I would like to highlight recent progress on the North-South transport corridor, emphasizing Azerbaijan's active role in advancing regional connectivity. On October 13, 2025, the trilateral meeting of Azerbaijan, Iran, and Russia was held in Baku. And a joint communique was adopted, which will allow strengthened cooperation in transport, energy, and customs. And this communique underscores significant infrastructure and procedural improvements, demonstrating a shared commitment to unlock the corridor's full potential. The aim is to increase freight traffic through this corridor to 15 million tons per annum. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, the new Silk Road and new transport corridors will be defined by outcomes: faster borders, interoperable systems, transparent corridor performances, and investment frameworks that attract the private sector. To ensure international transport corridors operate at their full potential, we believe that strong bilateral and multilateral cooperation is of critical importance. First of all, this cooperation entails synchronizing the efforts of all participating countries, in particular countries of Central Asia and South Caucasus, to eliminate bottlenecks on the routes and adopting and effectively implementing a targeted action plan to that end. Secondly, we consider it is essential to harmonize legislation in order to simplify customs and transit procedures. Thirdly, we consider it is important for all citizens, for all countries, to move towards full-speed synchronization in the field of digitalization. As far as Azerbaijan is concerned, we are ready to contribute by upgrading national infrastructure, further upgrading national infrastructure, modernizing rail and port capacity, and accelerating digital solutions so that global supply chains become more resilient and regions become more connected. Thank you.